On this episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast, we talk about Karmacode by Lacuna Coil. Welcome to another episode of the Bronze Metalist podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ.
We're two professional broadcasters. We like metal and we like to talk about it. And today we're
Today we're gonna throw your boogie board on the floor.
Today.
All right, it's okay, buddy. There you go.
Don't hurt yourself bending over there. Today I'm just going to drop something for absolutely no reason. I gesture with things I'm holding.
Yeah, he's.
Did I say that we're two professional broadcasters who like
did.
metal and like to talk about it?
Yeah, and then that's when you threw the boogie board.
Okay.
Luckily, the cat wasn't there.
Yeah, I was so excited.
Yeah.
It is February. So February is a month in particular where we purposefully seek out bands that have some sort of prominent female presence.
Right. Female talent.
Yes, on display. And so we're talking about Lacuna Coil, which is an Italian Gothic alternative metal band.
Right. From Milan.
From Milan.
Yeah.
I said that like I was
Milan.
French.
Yeah.
In Milan.
This band has two lead singers, so it's...
Yes. A man and a woman.
Yes.
We'll talk more about... I don't know why I said that. I'm talking weird tonight.
Yeah, you're just trying out all the different dialects that are just random in the back of your head.
A man and a woman. I don't even know what voice that is.
I don't either.
How are you?
I'm fine and dandy, thank you very much.
Fine and dandy.
Life is good. The last time, my birthday has already passed.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so yeah.
Your birthday has passed.
I had a fun birthday, and a good
and
time.
you're 1 year closer to you pass.
Yeah. That's true.
Once more around the sun. Anyway.
I like that Mastodon album. Going one more time around the sun.
How was your birthday?
It was fun. Ended up going to, where was it? We went, Paradisimo's there on South Broadway.
Yes.
As my mother calls it.
Yes.
And then I think went to the Ground Round.
Yeah, you went to all the restaurants, I remember you saying.
Yeah. Well, it could just really the two. But I mean.
Still, a lot. That's a lot of food.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good. I mean, I got stuffed at Paradise,
and you had some food too.
No. They went to the Ground Round. And I was already full, and I'm like, I have to get fried cheese here. So.
You said what would Kale do?
I had WWKD,
and which. My brain removes one of the W's and it becomes and inserts a U, I think, and it becomes Whitest Kids You Know. That is what I would have done. Right. And it is what I have done.
Yeah.
In the past. Mm-hmm. An incident I refer to as the cheese mistake.
The cheese mistake, right.
So I'm proud. I'm disappointed, but also proud.
Right.
It's weird. It's a weird combo. So I guess I'm ambivalent about it.
Right.
Well, ambivalent is slightly negative, isn't it? Ambivalent is not neutral.
Ambivalent is negatively neutral.
Yeah, it's apathetic.
Yeah,
is what it is. I guess I feel neutral about it because I'm disappointed and proud.
I'm Kale and I don't care.
I'm Kale and I don't care.
Man, if I have a friend of mine today, I need to get back in touch with her to find out what happened because they had the football party at their travel agency there, and they got catered with nachos.
I hope the listeners can hear the Doppler effect of you.
Yeah, of me just whizzing by the microphone like that. Yeah, they. So anyway, they. God. Yeah, and the entire travel agency got really bad diarrhea.
Yes, that's because from nachos for some reason.
Somehow, I mean, it was now we've had catering from this restaurant, and we've been to this restaurant many times. It's a great place.
I love eating there. It's a good restaurant.
It is a good restaurant.
We're not going to say the name.
No, because we've already associated with diarrhea.
Yeah,
and if you're listening locally, I don't want. Yeah.
Sometimes shit happens.
It does. Wow.
But yeah, like our company has had events catered by them.
Yeah.
I've eaten there many times. It's the only place in town you can get it's one of the only places in town that you can get a fucking waffle for some reason.
Right, a fresh waffle, hot on your plate. No, everybody has pancakes.
Yeah,
but
I don't know why there's no places to get a waffle in this city. That's like the only place. And when I want a waffle, god damn do I want a waffle.
Yeah, you want that delicious hot crispiness with butter and syrup on it.
Yes, you have described a waffle.
Yes, thank you.
Or I feel like there are other things that are hot and crispy with butter and syrup that aren't waffles.
Right, like toast.
Yeah, if you put syrup, you can put syrup on your toast.
You can put anything on toast. I feel like toast.
Can you put a nuclear control rod on toast?
You can, but I don't recommend eating it then.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
What the fuck was the story about there's some fucking nuclear thing missing somewhere?
A nuclear thing missing somewhere?
Yeah, I can't remember what the story was. I just vaguely, I was hoping you knew what it was so you could elaborate on it.
No, I didn't see that story. I don't know.
Like there was some like little nuclear thing that was missing. Hi, cat. Nuclear thing.
A nuclear family went missing.
Yeah, a nuclear family.
Mom and dad and son and daughter, they all.
I'm trying to. A radioactive capsule of some kind went missing in Australia. I believe it was found.
Oh, that's good.
But it was some little capsule of some kind. I don't know the exact.
It was just radioactive. It wasn't necessarily.
I think it was some sort of nuclear something. It wasn't like a bomb or anything, but it was like a component of something. I don't know. I just know that it people were talking about it for a little bit, but I ignored them.
Because you had other things to think about.
Yeah, like probably fucking Warhammer. I don't know.
I was thinking about guns.
That's usually what's on my mind, or guns in Warhammer.
Right.
At any given moment, I'm thinking about one of three things. Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, or sex. I'm thinking about one of those things.
Only one? I mean, because it sounds like some of those could overlap.
They could, in theory, yes. I mean, just the nature of most D&D players. I feel like most D&D players are relatively horny people for some reason. That's true.
Here's my question: what if you applied like the D20 system to sex? You had to roll to strike, roll for initiative.
I feel like that would get annoying really fast. And would probably like, what do you do? How do you act out rolling a nat 1 for? You now have to commit to that.
You critical fumble.
I rolled a nat 1, so I guess we're not having fun.
Yeah.
I guess this is really gonna suck.
I accidentally jammed it into your thigh, and now
I have to. I gotta commit to the bit. There's an episode of Not Another D&D podcast. They do like an interstitial thing that's they call Dungeon Court, and they have at the end what are called Dice Christ confessions, where people confess their dice sins. And someone did they did a D&D thing at their wedding, where you know how they do in some places the fucking Unity sand or whatever that is. Mm-hmm. I don't mean to sound super negative about it, because I think people in my own family have done that at their weddings. But
you're just ambivalent about it.
Yeah. I just don't get it. Like I don't I don't really get it.
Yeah.
But in any case, instead of that, they did a thing with like dice. Cool. But someone and like the minister or whoever was doing it was in it, was like, this is a cool thing. And like, we're going to actually roll them too. First roll was a nat 20.
Oh,
it was like, oh my God, that's amazing. And then the second roll, the groom or whoever saw the roll and it was a nat 1. But then the minister was like, it's another nat 20. And like the minister fudged it for the crowd. Which, first of all, that minister would make a great dungeon master,
Right.
saving a great moment for the joy of everybody, but also the groom knows, and it's like, whoa, is that going to weigh heavily on them for a long time? Like
They were divorced the next day.
well, and they're like their confession, and they asked like, should I reveal this or should I just let this go? And everyone's like, you gotta just let it slide, So I'm not a huge fan of like DMs who don't show every roll, but also claim to never fudge dice and vehemently say that no one should ever fudge dice. I think there is absolutely reasons as a dungeon master to fudge the dice sometimes.
Right, because sometimes you roll a thing and this is going to suck.
It's going to suck, or like, that something is going to be more satisfying if you do it a certain way. And it's like, don't do it all the time.
Right.
But like sometimes the dice do things that are deeply unfun, and in a way that will be in effect for a long time rather than just a momentary bit of not being very fun. And very, very rarely do I ever fudge the dice in my own favor. It's almost always because, I'm not a professional DM. I don't have 8 hours a day to tune my encounters perfectly. Sometimes shit gets a little crazier than I thought it would.
Right.
And I don't want to kill everybody in the party. So I'll pretend that one missed, or I'll pretend that I didn't just roll a nat 20, like for the 5th time in a row. Like
See, I've played with a DM who would look you right in the eye, not break eye contact, and you hear the dice drop and roll, and he'd go, "No."
Was that fun for you, or was that not fun?
Oh, it's hilarious.
Okay, good.
Because he's one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life.
Okay.
He's just a squishy teddy bear of a
Is
person.
this Trampy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so if he's pulling a dick move, it's hilarious.
Yes. Context is important.
Yeah.
With those sorts of decisions.
Right.
But like, like, I think if you're going to be the person that's like, never fudge your dice rolls, never ever do it. If you fudge dice rolls, it means you're not a good dungeon master. Then roll in front of the board every time. Don't hide your fucking rolls. Show everybody what you rolled. That's what Matt does.
Right.
Our friend Matt, who plays with us, when he DMs, he rolls in front of God and everybody. Usually, I think when we played in person at the table, he was using my dice tower.
He was.
And his rolls weren't visible, but 90% of that's the only time I've played with him as a dungeon master in person. I played a bunch of his campaigns over the internet, and he shows his dice rolls to everybody.
Sure.
He, has those on public. Everybody gets to see them, and whatever happens. And he has TPK'd us in the past.
That's hilarious.
And that's what happens sometimes. But yeah, it's. I think fudging dice rolls is fine as long as you are doing it for the right reasons, which is to make sure everybody has fun, because that is the most important. I've said fudge too many times. He's giving me the look where I know he's thinking about food. He has stopped paying attention to what I'm saying, and he is thinking about food.
You said fudge a lot.
I did.
My
say
grandma
fudge.
made some great fudge. She put walnuts on it. Just saying.
Anything else to add about the fudge?
No, grandma's gone now though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it was good.
It's good.
The end.
The fudge was good. That's the end.
That's the end. Yeah.
All right. Well, I was kind of done on that tirade anyway.
What else is going on? What else has happened?
Not a lot to my knowledge.
I started my new job and I'm doing that now.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it more now than I did when I quit 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I did this job for over 20 years.
Yes.
And now I'm doing it again.
But only how often were you doing it by the time you quit last time?
I was doing it twice a month by the time I quit last time.
Okay.
And now I'm doing it twice a week.
Well, I don't know.
And here's the thing is, man, I'm making bank.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking, I don't know.
I mean, I'm actually, my paychecks are going to be, no, they won't. They won't be bigger. No, they'll be just slightly smaller than my paychecks for my full-time day job.
From the radio station.
Yeah.
But you also have to stay up until 1:30 in the morning.
Right. Yeah. 1:30. Although, last night he's like, this is kind of stupid if you're getting up and doing the news or doing, your job early in the morning. Why don't we have you just work till 10:30 on Tuesdays?
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah,
that's not so bad.
Right.
Are the gambling tables really all that busy on Tuesday nights until closing time?
Okay, like on a weekend night, like a Friday night or Saturday night, you end up with like just casual people coming out to hang out and drink and gamble. Yeah. On a Tuesday night, that's when the
hardcore,
the whales come in.
The whales are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when we get those people. Like, people I obviously can't say any names. But,
yes.
People and we'll sit there for
the regulars
a few hours and drop $1,500. And you end up with, walking away from a half-hour shift with $200 in tips.
Yeah, that's good.
Those guys are there.
That's good.
Yeah, those guys. I bring out my A game for those guys.
you
those
really
guys matter.
You lay it on thick.
Yeah, I do. We're gonna have fun, and I'm taking all your money, and you're sad. And I don't know how to.
I don't know how to feel about that.
I don't know how to make this fun. Oh man, sorry, I'm kicking your ass.
Please, on one hand, I appreciate the tips. On the other hand, maybe you should seek a therapist.
Yeah. Well, okay. Here's the fun thing about a gambler. If you're a chronic gambler, winning is the biggest disappointment.
Yeah, I suppose, because it means it's
the money shot is when you piss it all away.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, because it will also, like, if you win, then I feel like it's like, all right, I'm done, I guess. Yeah. Time to go home.
Right. And that happens so often where they'll hit big. They'll like, if a few big hands are, that's awesome. That's great. Or they'll buy tickets and oh man, I won a whole lot. And like 2 hours later,
they're still there.
There's no money left.
Pissed away their winnings.
Yeah.
I suppose. Yeah. They just they just enjoy playing, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just don't. I mean, I get it. I also don't get it. Like, intellectually, I understand why that is an addiction.
Right.
But on a personal level, gambling has just never appealed to me.
Yeah. Yeah, no, me either. Not really.
I can't say that I am stingy or financially like extremely responsible or anything. I buy frivolous shit all the time.
Life is short.
But
I saw your record that you got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I bought we'll pivot to talking about my
Bell Witch.
I bought Mirror Reaper because they did a repressing of it.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not sure what happened because
oh no,
side 1 and 2 of the first disc are the same.
Oh no!
It's the beginning of the album on both sides, but I'm not sure if it's I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or not. And I think the wrong labels are on both sides. I think they got the labels reversed on the sides of disc 2. Because the sides are supposed to be as above, so below, and I'm pretty sure it's as below, so is the actual order.
What if you got the only one printed like that?
I mean, I guess
you could probably resell that for like $25.
So $2 less than what I paid for it before tax and shipping. So yeah, like yeah. I don't know if maybe like both sides, because it's like all 4 sides of a vinyl record would usually be, I don't know how many minutes you could fit on there, but like Mirror Reaper's 83 minutes long.
Right.
So I could see 3 sides maybe covering it.
Yeah.
So maybe that second side of the first disc
I think like 25 or 30 minutes per side, something like that.
Yeah, so maybe that third, but it's 83 minutes. So I don't fucking know. It's hard to tell with Mirror Reaper too,
right?
Because it's so long. But yeah, I'm kind of like going like, should I send this back? But I'm also one of those people that I don't like sending shit back.
Right? Yeah. You're like Maximus.
I'm just gonna like I mean, it's the fucking John Mulaney joke of just like, you could do anything to me, and I just be like, okay,
yeah, we're gonna frame you for murder.
Why? like it's like that. That's me. Like if it's not I'm a little bummed that it's not perfect, but if it's not a huge deal, I just can't be fucking bothered to send shit back.
See, my take on that would be, you can listen to Mirror Reaper anytime you want. You have Spotify. You could just put it on. The record itself, the fact that it is imperfect, kind of makes it a little better.
Yeah, almost.
In a certain way, it makes it a real collector's item. It makes it a story. This is a great album. You know what would have been awesome is if it was exactly enough to where they could fit it on 3 sides and 3 minutes is left over, and they just put that 3 minutes on the other side of the record.
And it's just that, well, because I think the last 3 minutes of Mirror Reaper is basically just like the trail off of some Hammond organ,
right? And
a little bit of, well, actually no, I think it actually does end pretty promptly on like a vocal line.
I go back and listen to it again.
I listened to it yesterday when I was like, oh, this is not how it's supposed to be, I think, but
right.
Yeah, that was a little frustrating, but on the other hand, it was like, it's just like you said, I can listen to it anytime I want digitally. That I just have this little thing now. This is more of a collector's item,
right?
I guess,
and it's really a collector's item because it's fucked up.
Because it's different. It's special. Right. I don't know. But
it's like the stamp with the plane flying upside down.
Also, the slip cover is weird because and I think it's just because of the way that the artwork is, but it didn't have to be like this, where the main cover of the artwork, like, how you hold a book, right? Or a Western book rather than, the like something that's Japanese, where you read it the opposite way. You hold a book, and that's how most records are. And that's like the album art is there on the front cover, and then it opens left to right.
Right.
Like the way you would a book.
You mean right to left?
Right to left, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like it opens that way, but if you were reading it, that's the way it would be oriented left. Yeah. You would read it left to right.
Right.
And that's how most albums are made. They're made as if they are this very large or square thin book. The actual cover, album art cover, is on the back.
Oh, really?
If you hold it the way, if you hold it right side up, it's on the actual album art is on the back.
So it opens the wrong way.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's a part of it being fucked up or just the way that they orient, because it's, a very long, I have the wall flag of the album art, and it's the actual piece that is squared up for the album cover is dead center of that main image.
Sure.
So I don't know if they just oriented it weird. The whole thing's kind of weird.
They're from the Pacific Northwest, right?
Bellwitch?
Yeah.
I think so.
Right.
So are you saying that has some sort of...
Well, first in my mind, they're Australian, so of course it would be the other direction. But no, they're from the Pacific Northwest. That's right.
No.
And that reminds me, you're going to want to look at my news tomorrow.
Okay.
Because it...
Did you throw in another story about Ronald Penis or whatever his name is?
I did not. Which I can. I threw that in for Shane recently, by the way. Anyway, he was filling in for Jeff.
Yes.
So anyway, my news is 7 pages long.
Okay.
6 of those pages are filled with news story after news story.
Yes.
Page 7 has the word colleagues and the number 7 on it.
Thank you, printer.
Yeah, thank you, printer. Yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Really neat. Really utilized all that extra space. You're the reason the forests are being cut down.
Right.
Shall we talk about Lacuna Coil?
Sure.
So Lacuna Coil is a Italian alternative metal band with some gothic influences and some new metal influences once you get into the 2000s. This album has definitely some new metal influence. This album's called Karmacode, came out in 2006. And this is their fourth album? Yeah. It's fucking right here. I don't know why I'm.
It's just
my microphone's oriented weirdly for me to be able to turn to my computer, but it came out then
in 2006.
2006.
It was a big year for me too. So
why was 2006 a big year for you?
Well, let's see. Specifically, August of 2006, I got married. And then was it 5 days later we had a baby?
I see.
And then at some point we bought a house in August. We bought the house on August 10th. We got married on the 19th. We had a baby on the 24th.
Busy month.
Busy month. It was a big month. September was kind of a letdown.
September was just real fucking boring.
Yeah, it was dull.
Just like, well, I mean, are we going to buy another house or
what's going on now? I mean,
have another baby real quick?
One of us going to die? I don't know.
We got to follow that up.
Yeah.
But yeah, this album, yes, is their
fourth album from 2006. Yes, they're from Milan.
Milan. They were founded. I need to just pull it up on my phone.
Just pull it up on your phone. Just look at.
Because you've got I got it
right here.
Here's the thing about the way that our microphones are set up is that he's got a nice little adjustable arm. Yeah. That he can move around and like change the direction of the microphone and everything. I have another one of those, but my my fancy microphone is attached to that one.
And that's the one you like if you have to voice track from home or whatever.
Yeah,
you do that.
The one that I use. And so my microphone that I use for this podcast is on like a sort of mic stand sort of situation that is much harder to adjust. Right. So I can't like turn over to my computer really quickly and take my microphone with me. It's like stuck in one orientation. Right. I really should just buy another adjustable arm, but
well, I mean, what else are you doing with your money?
Eating.
Eating and buying faultily printed records.
Yes, is what I'm absolutely doing.
Right.
So let me just pull up the page on my phone here real quick. So they began in 1994.
Right.
Have had a couple of different names.
They're my age.
Sleep of Right and Ethereal. The founding members of the band include Andrea Ferro. Ferro. Yeah. Andrea Ferro.
That's the dude.
Who's the male vocalist. And then when did Christina join the band?
90s, like 2 years later is when Christina joined the band.
Yeah. Christina Scabia. And
which I hope that doesn't translate to scabies. That would be terrible. That'd be an awful name to have.
That would be a pretty bad name to have. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a family name.
But they've been making music together ever since then. And this is a band that I've been like vaguely aware of for a while. I don't think I quite knew what genre they were. I just heard people talk about them on occasion. And I my experience with this album was kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know. What's what's your deal with Lacuna Coil?
You know, I hadn't been really acquainted with them until kind of recently, and I don't know why. They just kind of weren't on my roadmap, and
so I feel like this is much more your thing.
Yeah, this would be much more my kind of thing than
this
than
style
yours.
of music.
Yeah, I do enjoy this. I mean, this is in the same vein, kind of a little bit of an Evanescence kind of.
Yeah, like a heavier sort of Evanescence.
Yeah.
Is kind of the vibe. They even look like a heavier Evanescence. Like Christina Scabia kind of looks like
Amy.
Amy, I almost said Schumer, just as a joke.
Winehouse.
I can't remember her name.
Why am I forgetting?
I don't know.
There's somebody who's yelling at their
I know
phone right now.
It's fine. I'll pull it up. Amy Lee, yes.
Yeah, it's one of those really complicated, weird last names I couldn't remember.
It's all. I mean, look, there's so many people in the world.
There are.
It's hard to remember all of them.
You know what? And what I like is I like the fact that I'm 49 now, and I can say old. I've got the old.
You've got. Yeah, I don't have any excuse.
Yeah, you have no excuse. I mean, aside from all the heavy drug use.
Yeah, there's just constantly all the barbiturates that I'm doing.
Right. See, it would have been funnier had you in that very droll tone that you were just not using with all the amphetamines that I do.
All the amphetamines that I am on constantly.
I'm so...
For good reason.
Right.
My doctor prescribed them to help with my narcolepsy.
Or even worse if you have necrolepsy.
Yeah, that's something you only have once.
I don't know. I mean, you can get over it. I mean,
I got better.
There you are with your significant other at Target, and you fall over dead, and they have to drag your corpse out to the parking lot again.
Yep. Well, if it's just a matter of like your heart stopping, maybe they could use an AED or something.
Yeah,
back to life.
An IED?
AED.
Oh, AED.
They're gonna blow up your corpse like you're a whale on the beach.
That would be great. A chunk of you falls and damages the front of a car. And all you hear is her saying, "How embarrassing."
Now I'm gonna get sued. Yeah. My brain really wants to go off topic and talk about there's a character in Death Stranding where he dies every 20 minutes and has a little thing that restarts his heart after he spends a couple minutes dead, so he can explore like the beach afterlife thing, looking for his family, and then he comes back to life, and his likeness is provided by Nicholas Winding Refn for some fucking reason, because it's Hideo Kojima, and if you're friends with him, you just get to be in a video game.
Sure.
But anyway, Lacuna Coil.
Indeed. They've been around a long time. Been around almost 30 years now. So
and yeah, their musical style is definitely, I would call, alternative metal on the softer side of alternative metal, mixed with definitely lots of gothic sort of influences.
Right. And the lyrics are all very sort of
very gothic. Yeah. And Christina's vocals also lend themselves to a very sort of gothic feel. There's a lot, especially on this album, there's a lot of, I don't know what the musical term for vocals that do not have lyrics.
Sure. Yeah. Vocalizations.
Yeah, just a lot of general sort of vocalizations and that sort of thing.
A lot of it feels very Middle Eastern, I noticed. Yeah,
that's actually something that they mention on like the Wikipedia album, that there's sort of a Middle Eastern vibe to it. Sort of I'm not musically literate enough to say what it is. All I know is like Eastern music in general has, different notes and scales, and there's actually like a music theory difference between like Western and Eastern music.
Right. That's true. I mean,
that's part of why you can identify what is Eastern or Western or that sort of thing.
Right. But, yeah. It evolved in different ways.
Yes. And with different instruments and whatnot. But they I guess that was something they were going for. I don't know why. Just thought it was cool. It sounds nice.
It does sound nice.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a ton to say about this album just because it was, I don't know. It was all right to me. I felt like, and this sounds kind of negative, but it feels like something that I would have enjoyed a lot more when I was like 16.
Sure.
For some reason,
it came out when you were 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the sort of thing where there was a lot. I was a little bored by the guitar which is a problem that I end up having with like Linkin Park as well,
right?
Where it's sort of those sort of new metal guitars.
Yeah, they don't do as much as like you and I are accustomed to, which is
lots and lots of riffs,
lots of riffs, different things, sort of showy and sometimes very dramatic. And this is more guitar work as sort of just a piece of the whole rather than guitar driven so much.
Yeah, and that's definitely what I tend to be more drawn to is stuff that is more riff driven and more focused on the instrumentation. But it also wasn't like hooky enough to really I mean, like we talked about this a couple weeks ago too, I think, where it was with some other album, I can't remember, where it was like not progressive enough to really engage with me and not poppy enough to engage with me that way.
Where was that? It was not Rotting Christ, was it?
I think it was Rotting Christ, yeah. Where it was like it just kind of sat right in the middle of like, this isn't weird enough for me to like, but it's also not like emotively driven enough for me to connect to.
I thought a lot of the vocals were very emotional. That was true for a lot of the songs, but
I don't know. It's also been a thing for me where I don't know. I'm just not very compelled by like goth music in general. Like we've talked about like a couple different like more goth metal albums that you've brought. I think I've been pretty lukewarm on pretty much every one.
You have, yeah.
It's just a thing about me, I guess, which is weird because I'm the guy who's also like, oh, I like sad music.
Right. And so the goth stuff is, well, and I think only one gothic metal album I brought grossed you out. So
well, yeah.
That's definitely what they're going for.
I think the only one that I've liked is the Paradise Lost album we talked about, because that's also like gothic death metal, which has a larger element to it that appeals to me.
And they have great riffs.
Yeah, like Paradise Lost is I've enjoyed other stuff by them,
like their newest album.
Their latest album is fantastic, but. I don't know. I just it
just wasn't your thing exactly.
A weird thing with me and just like goth metal in general. There were moments on here where it's like I could feel the beginnings of something that I would like, but they just didn't go. They didn't lean hard enough in any one direction for me to really enjoy it. Like there's bits that was like this starting to feel like an Opeth song a little bit, but it's like if you took Opeth and combined it with there was another band that
One Direction
of, which is One Direction. No. But it's like if you took that and then it's what Opeth might sound like if you removed Michael Ackerfeld from the band entirely. Which again sounds like overly negative, but,
right.
I don't know. Like, I don't hate this. I don't despise this. It just,
you're just sort of meh about it.
I'm just kind of meh about it. How do you feel about this?
I like it
on and on.
I like it more than you do.
Okay.
That we'll say that I enjoyed it quite a bit. I enjoyed listening to it.
What do you like about it?
I like the simplicity of it.
Okay.
I appreciate that here, and I like their voices, and they're very talented, well produced.
I think they're good singers.
Yeah.
I think they're very good singers.
Some great harmonies on here.
Yes.
And some good songcraft.
That's the like I said, it's not to my taste. That doesn't mean it isn't good.
Right.
It doesn't mean it isn't good. I'm not a fan of people who are like, I don't like this, therefore it's bad.
Right.
I try to avoid that as much as I can. And if I am saying that, I try to back up the reasons why I think it's bad beyond me just not liking it.
Because we kind of discussed that earlier today. Sometimes you have to ask yourself whether or not you just don't like something or you're an asshole.
Yeah. Like, is this or is it both? Or like,
it could be both. Yeah.
It's like, is this actually bad or am I just being a shithead?
Yeah. I mean, it could be both. But I mean, stuff like this right here sold, millions of copies. And
they're a very popular band. A lot of people really like them. So obviously there's something good about them that I just don't connect with.
Right.
And I am perfectly willing to accept that.
All right.
I think there's nothing wrong with you if you like this band. They're perfectly fine. It's just not my cup of tea. There are bands where if you were like, it's my favorite band, I'd be like, there is something wrong with you.
Right.
Or you're very committed to a bit. Like if someone's like, my favorite band is Anal Cunt.
Yeah.
Then it's like, there's either something wrong with you or you're very committed to this bit. It's one of those two things.
Right.
It's like, that's nobody's favorite band.
No.
It's a band you listened to once and went, wow, this is a lot. And then you now get to say that you've listened to them.
Right.
Like, and if you got to go to one of their concerts, it's the same. It's like going to a Gigi Allen concert.
Right.
Did anybody actually enjoy that? No, you did it for the credit.
Right.
You did it for the fucking cred.
This guy needs help. This guy needs help now.
Like,
he was an artist.
yeah. Look, performance art is art.
Right.
But it's not made to be enjoyed necessarily.
Yeah, I think it would be good to have like an AC CD in your car at all times, just in case you get the opportunity to pick up a hitchhiker.
Oh God. Just see the look on their face when Hitler Was a Sensitive Man starts playing. Because you can actually understand the lyrics on that one.
Yeah.
Just to see what they what do they think of that?
Yeah. No, you just let me off here. Yeah, we're in the middle of nowhere, dude. That's cool.
No, it's good. I've decided I could use the exercise.
Yeah. And there's some wheat over here. I could probably.
It's the middle of the winter. It's 15 below zero. Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. No, I'm good.
I'll take my chances with the elements.
You are definitely gonna murder me. I honestly got in the car. I was gonna kill you, but now I'm pretty worried. So I'm just gonna get out.
Who was it that was gave what? It's sad. Be one of our biggest fans.
Yes.
He used to work at a local grocery store, and somebody who worked there gave him a ride home. But all the way home, he was guzzling a liter of Southern Comfort.
Oh wow.
Just scared the living shit out of the poor guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, I don't know. Like I've heard that he drinks, but for some reason I cannot picture him doing.
No. The guy driving was downing the liter of Southern Comfort.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh,
now,
yeah. I've seen the man drunk. The fan.
Our fan. Yes. But no, the guy who was driving.
Yeah.
And also, like, not only drinking and driving, but also fucking Southern Comfort. Really? I know it's cheap, but
it's not really?
That cheap. Yeah, it's not that cheap.
Right.
And it's like, come on, at least if you're going to guzzle something while you're driving, at least have it be Wild Irish Rose. Like,
sure.
Come on. Don't pay more than $5 for that. At least have it be grape flavored cough syrup.
See, my dad, when he drank, he doesn't drink hard liquor. I don't much anymore, but he drank a lot of Southern Comfort when I was a kid.
Well, it was
That's
also,
what I was raised on.
It was bigger in the 70s too. Like I know that there was like an episode of How to Drink talking about like the history of like cocktails made with Southern Comfort, and it kind of took off, as I understand, sort of in the 70s. For some fucking reason. I don't know. I fucking hate Southern Comfort. Mm-hmm. I really hate it. It's gross. It's really gross.
I drank a lot of it. Yeah.
I don't get it. You know what else I don't get?
This band?
I didn't really get it.
I get you.
I mean, I get it.
You get it.
I get it. I just don't connect with it. So I was kind of surprised because like I recognize that I was not super fond of this, but also like the one of the lowest Metacritic scores of an album that we've listened to with a 62.
Really?
Yeah, the Metacritic score came out to a 62 for this, which I would have thought it would have been higher, but I don't know. Like most, even albums that people tend to be kind of lukewarm on critically usually end up 70-ish, something like that. But this, this came out to a 62, which I'm not sure it deserves to be that low. But what's your favorite song on here?
What's weird is my favorite song is their cover of Depeche Mode.
Yeah, the Depeche Mode cover.
Yeah,
I actually like that one quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think it's one of those things where, this has now strayed over into the territory of being hook laden enough to really catch me, because it's catchy enough for me to get it as like a pop song,
because it's a cover.
Yeah.
Enjoy the Silence was really good. I like the song Our Truth.
I put that one as my favorite.
Yeah.
I really like the chord progression, like going into the chorus. There's like a little bit in there, like a riff that I really liked. And it was also one of those cases of just like, go further with that. Right. Go a little further, keep running with that. You have a good thing there, but they don't go further with it.
Right.
But I also like, and it gets weird at the end too. There's a thing that like it gets a little kind of avant-garde-ish towards the end, and I liked that. I just, I don't know. I was looking for something to latch on to, and I found a couple things in that song.
Yeah.
What metal do you bestow upon Karmacode, like Maz Kanata to Chewbacca?
I give this a decent silver.
Yeah. I'll call it a low silver.
Okay.
This does not earn a bronze. Absolutely not.
No.
In no way does this earn a bronze. I've said this before. I say it. Bronze is earned by something that I genuinely dislike, which so far has only been that Celtic Frost album that you made me listen to.
I should bring the album that came after that. Cold Lake. I don't think it's in print anymore. I think TG Warrior there has
acknowledged that.
He's like, I'm suppressing this. He's kind of like different sources and say
he's trying to Barbra Streisand it.
Yeah, he is.
Was it her birthday today? Barbra Streisand's birthday?
I don't know. I don't remember the birthday list.
But it's a low silver for me.
It's Seth Green's birthday today.
I did see that.
Yeah.
Also on the list of birthdays that we read at work, they fucked up the formatting of that.
Right, Wayne Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky, who is sometimes known as Seth Green.
I did not know that. They're the same dude.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know, because I'm 6 days older than Seth Green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool. It's a bad Seth Green impression.
Yeah.
Specifically as Chris Griffin,
right?
Not even as himself.
It was like Chris Griffin just coming out of a coma.
Next week, I was looking. I was like, what do I want to listen to? And I decided to go for a band that I haven't really listened to before.
Yeah. But
that I've heard about and that I've been vaguely interested in, that I want to listen to. They're a doom metal band called Windhand. That I have heard a lot about. And I've listened to a little bit and I was like, that's pretty good. So we're listening to their newest album from 2018 called Eternal Return.
Is it pronounced Windhand? Are they American?
I would presume, yeah. They are an American band. They're from Virginia, I believe.
They're coming to your town. They're going to party down. They're an American band.
Yes. Thank you.
Anyway. All right.
I like to respond entirely flat and cold.
Yeah, that's great. You just leave me hanging.
Yep. Absolutely.
Sure. Exactly.
So until next week, why don't you go ahead and follow us on social media, on Facebook or Twitter, if you want, and go ahead and subscribe to our feed on whatever it is you're using to listen to us right now.
And if you want sometime in the next 7 days, you want to give that Windhand album a spin and then complain to us about our shitty opinions next week when we put out a podcast.
Sure. Why are you inviting that?
I like interaction sometimes.
Do you ever go and look on our Facebook page to see if people are commenting?
No.
I think some people do.
Do they really?
I think so.
I really need to go.
I check it like once a year.
I no longer have a Twitter account. So, but I don't
think anyone ever responds to our tweets.
No.
People might retweet us on I don't check. I genuinely do not check our social media. I should.
You encourage people to go to our social media and then
follow us because that's a thing that you as a podcaster you're supposed to say. I don't know. I don't use my own Facebook page.
What are we on Insta?
It's just Bronze Metalist.
Okay.
I haven't posted a picture on there in like 3 years.
Well, you post on Facebook, you post on Insta now. It's linked.
Well, I think only if there's a picture though.
Okay, yeah. Sure.
Instagram doesn't do text posts.
No, you're right.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't want to be a social media manager, even for my own thing that I do.
Right.
Fuck it. We're ending the episode.
Fine.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Bronze Medalist Podcast. I'm Kale.
I'm OJ.
Congratulations.